If you want to make your next training session or class or meeting more interactive, I've got a great template for you, so stick around. Hey, it's Jeff with yourlearningcareer.com. So one of the things I love to do, as you may already know by now, with my training classes is to use game shows as a way to help kind of liven things up. It's a great way to review information, and people really have a good time with it. And of course, one of the most popular games to use for this is
Jeopardy!
Now, you may have already seen my other Jeopardy template video, which you can see up here. Now, that template is, hey, it's fine. It does the job. So if you want to use that one, you can. But I will tell you, the template that I'm going to share with you today is a lot better. It looks better. And the really cool thing about it is you can actually do your scoring in game. So let's go ahead and take a look. So what I'll do is I'll show you first how to play. Secondly, I'll show you how to customize it. And then of course I will let you know how you can go get it. All right, so let's start with how to play. As you can see, my version of the game is called Jeopardy. But of course, this title is customizable and you can totally change it to whatever you want. But before we do any customization, I just want to show you how the game works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into slideshow mode. I'm just going to say from beginning, and the game is going to start up. And then I am going to click on the Start Game button. Now, when I do this, it's going to take me to this screen. The dollar amounts are going to pop in, and you're going to see that the categories right now are blank. That's because, this allows you, if you want to do kind of a dramatic introduction of the categories, like, okay, here are the categories for today. Category 1. Okay, so what you can do, there are a couple of options here. One, you can press this button or click this button that says present categories. If I do that, then each category is going to animate out. And this is going to be an automatic animation. You don't have to do anything. Once you click the button, they're going to each come out, and then you can do like a dramatic announcement. Category 4, category 5, so on and so forth until it gets to the last category, and then it's going to go to the main board. So here's the main board. This is where you're going to be spending most of your time, because this is what's linked up to all of the different questions and answers. Now, just real quick, I wanted to just go back to that one real quick. If you don't want to cycle through the categories, that's fine. Then you can use this button that says skip to main board, and that's just going to go directly to, actually, I'll just show you here. So if I click the skip to main board, then it's just going to go right here. So there you go. All right. So now that I'm here, you're going to see at the top, there are spaces for up to 6 players or teams. So however you want to do this, depending on how big your class is or your meeting or whatever, you may want to do teams. You may want to do individuals, but the cool thing here is you can have up to 6 of either 6 teams, 6 players, however you want to do it. Like now the traditional way it's played, it's usually played with 3 players. But like I said, you've got flexibility here. All right. So, and if you don't have 6, that's okay. Whatever number you have, if you only have 2 players, then you just use the first 2 to keep the score. You don't have to use all 6 of these. All right, so now let's look at how it works to go into a category and a question. So of course, to get things started, you'll pick one of the players or teams to pick a category and to pick a dollar amount. So let's say they go with category 4 for $200. And then all you're going to do as the host is you're going to click on that. It's going to take you to the clue. Now, obviously, right now, these are all generic. They're all just going to say type clue here because I haven't, customized it yet. But when you are getting ready to play, of course, this is going to have your clue, whatever you come up with here. So that is the question or clue. So that's going to be there. And then what happens is once you read that, then the players can buzz in. So how do they buzz in? Well, that's going to be up to you. So I used to use little bells, like those bells at the front desk of a hotel. I used to use those to have people buzz in. And they're real cheap. But they also have like game show buzzers and things like that that you can buy on Amazon, or you can just have people raise their hand. If you're doing it through Zoom, you can have them raise their hand in Zoom. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. But anyway, so the first person or team to buzz in gets a chance to answer. And once they buzz in, if you want to, because they're supposed to basically, if you buzz in, you need to give the answer immediately. So if you want, I do have this little timer here that gives them like 5 seconds. So if someone buzzes in and you want to time them, if you click on the clock, see those little bars at the bottom, they do a little countdown and then they give a little noise. So that's something you can use if you want. You don't have to, but that's there. And then you have them answer. So if they answer, let's say they answer wrong. If they answer wrong, let's say player 2 buzzed in and player 2 got it wrong. So the way you award or take away points for a particular question and a particular is with the green and the red little symbols. So if player 2 missed it, I'm going to go up to the red circle and I'm going to click that and see how it automatically removes $200. Now, if then player 3 buzzes in and player 3 gets it correct, I can hit the plus, and that's going to give player 3 $200. So that's how you do the scoring. And then whenever I'm ready to reveal the answer, I just click on that button and it does this. It says reveal the answer. And I can also update the scores here. So if I didn't update the scores on the question slide, that's not a problem. I can always do it here and see if I hit the minus red, it takes it away. If I hit the plus. So it's really flexible as far as the scoring goes. And if you mess it up, it's not a big deal. You can always take it away. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to give it to player 3. I meant to give it to player 1. And I could go over here and give 200 to player 1. So that's how that works. And then once I've awarded the points here, I'm going to go back to the main board. And that basically, and then you see here that the 200 under category 4 is now gray. So that tells me that has been selected already. So now I know we're not going to go back, and everybody knows we're not going to go back to category 4 for 200 because it's already been done. All right, so that's basically how you're going to play most of the game. You're just going to, whoever's in control of the board, so the person who got it right, they now are the ones to pick the next category and the next dollar amount, and the gameplay continues. Let me just show you one kind of cool little thing if you want to do this. Now, this is totally optional, but if you want to do a daily double type thing, I have something in here called secret clue. So let's say the person who's in control, they pick category 1 for $400. When they get that, oh, look at that. It's a secret clue or a daily double. By the way, this graphic is customizable, so you don't have to leave it as secret clue. You can rename it totally if you want. All right, so how does this work? Well, just like on the TV game, the way it works is, so the person who's in control, the person who picked this one, they now can make a wager for how many points this question is going to be worth. They can do a minimum of 100 and a maximum of either 500. If they have less than 500 points, they can do up to 500. Otherwise, they can do up to whatever amount of points they have already earned. So let's say, I forget who was in control. We'll say player 1 was in control, right? So we'd say to player 1, okay, player 1, this is a secret clue. Before I reveal the question, how much do you want to bet? And so let's say player 1 says, you know what? I'm gonna bet 500. So now, even though this would normally be worth 400 because it's a secret clue. They can wager more, or they can make it less if they're not feeling that confident. So let's say player one says, I'm going to do 500. Okay, great. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this secret clue circle, and then that's going to take me to the actual clue / question. I'm going to ask the question. Player one is going to answer. If they're right, I can reveal the answer and say, hey, good job, you're right. And then I'm going to use the triangles. So you notice how there's the plus and the minus, right? If I do the plus or the minus, it's going to pull 400. But in this case, they bet 500. So anytime, I need to be a little more specific with the amount of points that I'm awarding, I'm going to use the triangles. So in this case, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now player one has been awarded 500. If player one got it wrong, then I would use this downward triangle and I would subtract the point. So that is how I would do that. And then I'm just going to go back to the main board. So that is how you would do a secret clue if you're going to use it. You don't have to use it. I'm going to show you how to edit that here in just a minute. So that's basically how you're going to play the game the whole time. So you're going to just keep going, clicking on different values, different categories until you are finished with all of them. Once you have gone through and they're all now gray because you've finished all of the questions and answers, you can do one of two things. If you want to end the game, you can. Like you can look up at the top and you can say, okay, player one has the most points. They're the winner. And you celebrate however you want to celebrate. You can declare them the winner. Now, if you would like to do a Final Jeopardy type of question, you can do that as well. So on this game, we call it the Final Clue. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to tell the players what the category is for the final clue. So you're going to tell them what the category is, then you're going to have them write down their wager. So this is another one where the players can bet how many points they're either going to win or lose. So you give them a little bit of time to write down how much they're going to bet, and then you're going to go and click on Final Clue, and here it is. And so obviously, this is going to be whatever you have come up with for the final clue or final question. So that'll be here. And now you're going to give the contestants time to write down their answer for this clue. If you want, there is music that you can play. So if you click on the musical notes, the music will play. If you want to stop that music, you can click this icon next to it. That'll make the music stop. And then when you're ready, when time is up, I think usually they get like 30 seconds or a minute, to do this. Then you're going to have them reveal their answers and how much they wagered. So once, and once a person actually says the correct answer, you can reveal the answer. You can do that whenever you're ready. But then basically, depending on how much they wager and if they get it right or wrong, you're then going to go up here, and I would use the arrow. Well, you have to use the arrow / triangles to do that, because notice, because there's no value here in the middle anymore. If I hit the green or if I hit the red, nothing happens. So you'll use the triangles, and let's say they bet 700. Let's say they bet 200. Oops, 200, and they got it right. They're back now they're back to 0. Maybe this person bet 200. So anyway, that's what you do there. And then you can click on Final Scores, and then you'll get this last little reveal where you can announce the winner, and it'll show, oh, it looks like player one is the winner. So that's what you can do there. All right, so that is how you would play the game Now let's look at how you would customize the game. It's very customizable. There's a lot that you can do. I mean, starting with the title, again, if you don't like Jeopardy, I totally understand. I will not be offended if you change the name of the game. So you can call this whatever you want. Just click in the text box. You could change that. Next thing you want to do are the categories. So for each one of these category slides, whatever your categories are, you're just going to highlight the text and you're going to type over it. And then I'll do the same for category 2. I'm just going to go into the text and I'm going to change that. And then I also need to do that here. So on this slide 9, I need to go in and highlight these and make them match the slides. Okay. So I'm going to go across and do all the categories. All right. Then I need to update the questions and answers or the clues. So, starting here, I would just go here to category 1. And just like everything else, it's a text box. So I would just go in here and what kind of dog is this? Now, if I wanted to, I could put a picture here as well. So you can, if you want to do audio clues, if you want to have picture clues, you could just go up. I could insert a picture, or I could insert a sound, or, I could just have it be a question. And then the next slide for category 1 is this. And this is where I would put the answer. So I would just highlight and I'd say it's a beagle. Now, how did they know it was a beagle from this clue? I don't know. No, I'd probably put a picture here. All right. So that's how you can update the questions and answers. So you're just going to go through and go through each one. Now, I did want to show you how do you set up the secret clue, because you see, remember, that's what I did here. I made this the secret clue, but let me show you how I did that. So I'm going to go to a different category. Let's say category 2. Okay. Category 2 for 600. I decide I want to make that the secret clue. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, category 2, 600. Yeah. Every question has a secret clue over to the left. All right. And I did that just because I don't know which one you're going to want to pick. So I just have them there for every question. So whatever question you want to do a secret clue for, you can. So all you're going to do is you're going to drag the secret clue over. Okay. That's what I'm going to do first. Next, I'm going to right click and duplicate. All right. And then I'm going to go back to the first slide. Okay. On this one, I'm going to delete the text box because I only want secret clue to be there. And this has a hyperlink attached to it. So basically when you click on this circle, it's going to go to the next slide. So just remember that. And then this is going to be the next slide. Now on this slide, I'm going to remove secret clue because I don't need it there. And then I'm going to just update this to my question. All right. So I'm going to put my question there. And then when I hit reveal answer, it is going to go to the answer. Final question. If you want to, obviously, if you're going to use a final question, you would update that here. You'd update the answer here. If you want to change this little message, this is editable. I put and the winner is. You can update that to whatever you want. Oh, and then one more thing I need to show you, because you'll notice how the numbers are still there. Anytime you want to reset the scores, you're just going to click on the reset scores button. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. So I'm going to click that and all the scores go back to 0. So that's how you do that. And that's pretty much all that you would want to customize. Most of the customization is going to be basically the categories, the questions, the answers, and then those final clues if you want to use them. And of course, the final question and answer if you want to use that in your game. So that's how you would customize. And then, the other question you might wonder about is, the links are staying gray. How do I turn those back to the gold color? And that's real easy. I'm just going to close the PowerPoint. If I close the PowerPoint and then I reopen it, that's going to reset all those hyperlinks. So if you're going to play the game more than once, that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to, 1, reset the scores, 2, shut it down or close it, close the PowerPoint, and then reopen it. And then you see how all the links are back intact. So that's the other thing I wanted to show you real quick. So now that you know how to play the game, you know how to customize it. Of course, the final question is, how do I get it? And that's the easiest part of all, because all you have to do is go into the description below. I will put a link there that's going to take you out to my store, and you can grab the template from there and start using it in your next training session, your class, meeting, party, however you want to use it. You can start creating your own questions and make a really fun game. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you as always for watching, and we will see you next time.